What's the worst thing about the IT field?
Having been someone that has worked with you for a long time and
Working with me is the worst part of the IT field.
Pause.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true stock trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one.
Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today's a little bit different. We're obviously in the podcast studio because we're doing an interview. We get two questions asked of us all the time from people who watch the video, and it's usually all about tech and careers. Something along the lines of, why is tech the best career to be in nowadays? So we're going to ask the experts. We're actually bringing in our director of support and our director of new technology, and we're going to interview them, asking them those very same questions and a few more, letting you guys know why we believe tech is the best career. So first up, our director of new technology, Mike Mosher.
We took the new out years ago, but you keep saying
Nobody told me.
I think that goes with the pay decrease. If you have less words
Yeah.
in the title.
No. You have less
director of
words.
all technology.
No, less words means less money.
Less specific means you don't have to get trained.
Fine, I would like to be the director of less old technology. It's an extra word, extra pay.
Pay up.
Director of new technology and old technology and technology that we still use today.
Sure.
All right, here we go. So, Mike, we have a couple of questions that we wanted to go through with you today, and these are questions that people have reached out to us and asked us before, and so we wanted to get your take on some of these. So here's questions. I'm going to shoot them at you. Just curious what your opinion are. Hopefully, YouTube is interested in some of this stuff, and you might be able to speak to some of them. So the first question is, what words of wisdom would you share with your kid, for example, if they were talking about starting a career in the IT world?
I would want them to learn how to learn. It's sort of the most important thing we can do on a daily basis, given how fast the industry changes, new technologies coming out, new regulations coming out, new compliance requirements, everything's new all the time.
So when you say learn how to learn, right, are we talking about to develop skills like how to Google well, or are you talking about like study strategies and things like that?
Googling well is a big part of it, right? Anybody that does any troubleshooting, you're not the first person that ran into that problem.
Yeah.
You're just not. If you think you are, you probably Googled the wrong thing. And they're transferable skills. You don't have to go to school and have a degree in computer science if you want to work in a technical field. Learning how to read and critical think and say, am I on the right path? It's not IT specific.
So traditional education can help because it does have crossover. If you learn how to learn anything, you can learn the IT field.
Exactly.
So was geometry a waste of time?
Yes.
Was phys ed a waste of time?
No, phys ed not a waste of time because you have to be able to do our ruck march if you want to be successful.
True. If you come to work for Cinch I.T, you have to be able to ruck 100 miles for charity. How about warning signs? What would you warn somebody who's looking to get in the IT industry? He looks like he's got a good answer for this one.
Well, I know I'm being recorded. No, I'd warn them that some places don't necessarily care about that productive, busy work, and they are just looking to churn and burn, and burn you out. You absolutely want to avoid those places.
Yeah, so don't, make sure you're working for a place where you're valued.
Yeah.
And where you can see it, like you said, you see one person get let go and that person's work just gets dispersed amongst everybody. And it's supposed to be temporary. And yet a year later, there's actually 3 more people gone. And now we've dispersed all of that work and there's nobody hiring on the horizon. So how about this? Let's shift, right? So those were the warning signs. Let's shift to some of the really positive stuff. What would you tell them is the best thing about working in the IT space?
Solving problems.
And that's probably more of a personal trait, right? That's what
that's
you
for me.
love.
Yeah, I read that question as what do I love? But
Yeah.
I think I think I'm not alone. Right? It's generally what got people into some sort of STEM career, right? And obviously we're not engineers here, right? So we're solving different problems, but it's a similar mindset of, I have a problem, I need to fix it. There's a reward in our brain that hits us that way, and I love that. I've loved it since I was a kid, and I still love it. Now I just chase bigger and harder problems and solve those.
Rapid fire questions. Ready? Favorite food?
Reese's eggs.
I said rapid fire.
Yeah.
That took forever. Reese's eggs? Peanut butter cup eggs?
No. Shit. I don't know. No. Start over. Rapid fire again.
It's going to be the same question. Rapid fire again. What's your favorite food?
Steak.
That's not even rapid fire. He just had all the time in the world to think about it. Favorite superhero? I don't think you can say the F word on camera.
Yeah,
Michael.
well, that's why I wanted.
Michael?
I was pressing for more time.
What I tell you, engineers can't have the
I'm
inability
rating them.
to do
They're
rapid
fighting-
fire.
They're fighting in my head right now.
The exact same way.
Yeah.
Every engineer we've ever done this with cannot do rapid fire. You put a sales guy there, they're like, whatever, this, they'll come up with, they'll pull stuff out. You put everybody in here, you guys overthink it. You're like I said, you're literally, the superheroes are fighting,
Yeah,
and you're like,
they're
hold
fighting
on.
in my head.
I'm just waiting to see who wins. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite superhero?
There's too many, and you got.
Listen, YouTube is gonna judge your answer.
Yeah, I know.
But who
YouTube's gonna
cares?
judge my. So here's the thing.
I slid around in underwear upstairs. It don't get any more embarrassing. Just who's your favorite superhero?
It's pump action. We're muzzle loaded musket on this one, because I don't.
I'm going on to the next question.
Yeah, Wolverine.
Got it. Toilet paper, does it hang over or under?
Over. That's how it is on the patent.
There you go.
Under is acceptable.
See,
if
when
have
you
a
ask
cap.
him, when he knows nerdy questions, and by the way, I've heard that answer before too. That's what the patent shows.
Under is acceptable if you have a cap, because they do that and they wind it down.
I'm telling you, you ask nerds questions, you get some fun answers. How about this? If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
If you were sitting on an airplane in the middle seat, does that person get one armrest, no armrest, or both armrests?
2 armrests.
They get both armrests, huh? Very
Aisle
interesting.
gets 1 armrest and a little extra leg. Window gets a headrest and an arm, and middle gets 2 armrests.
Don't they all have headrests?
No, they get the window.
Oh.
And a view. And a view.
I was just thinking the thing on the back. All right. I think we're done, Mike. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you for taking the time to answer our questions today. That was good stuff. Appreciate it. We're going to bring in Morgan Hill, our Director of Support, next. But if you guys have any more questions for Mike Mosher, our Director of Technology, throw them down in the comments. We'll get them back on here to answer more of your questions. Thanks, Mike. So, guys, Morgan Hill is our Director of Technology. Wow. So... You want that job too?
Yeah.
Morgan Hill is our Director of Support. So he manages the help desk, he manages the knock, he manages a whole bunch of stuff. So he's going to be a great person to answer a lot of these questions, especially if you're new to the IT industry. A lot of times the help desk or a network operations center might be actually your first job, right? Your first foot in the door. So Morgan works with a lot of people that have limited to sometimes no experience
Very much.
in the market. So let's talk about it. So first off, we want to talk about words of wisdom, right? You interview and bring aboard and manage people that have no IT experience. So let's say I came in for an interview, you interviewed me, and I had no experience, right? What advice would you give me?
What advice would I give you? There's a few different kind of options you want to go for. So let's say we're doing help desk, right? As the example, we want to do entry-level help desk. The big things are, it is the communication piece before anything else. Setting expectations is really what, whenever everyone asks me, Morgan, what do you do for a living? I set expectations is what it all comes down to, and how well can you set those expectations? is a great thing to do. Learning that skill is actually really tricky. And some people have it and just honestly don't.
Yeah. And like you said, some people it might be natural. If it wasn't natural for me, would you recommend, hey, whether it's a formal college, traditional college, a community college or something like that, would you recommend taking some real basic communication classes and things like that?
100%. The three kind of basic classes I'd recommend would be a communication one. If you're not familiar already, like just the Office platform, the whole suite, Word, Excel, all that stuff, it's going to be useful no matter where you go. And then maybe a writing course as well.
Okay.
How well can you write? How good is your grammar? You'll notice that a lot. The people that really succeed and have a great job are just using really good punctuation, grammar, verbiage to communicate their points effectively.
But when you're deciding what do I want to do, I think you can even start with looking at your own personality, right? How many people have we had come through here over the years, and most of them are still here, that said, hey, I want to be an on-site technician and I want to go on site and I want to work with the customers and fix their issues and install servers and build out new networks. And then they find out they're actually not good at maybe the one-on-one communication, or maybe they just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
They don't like the travel. They don't like being in the car, traveling from one location to the next, right? And I feel like a lot of people come into this industry not sure what they want to do. And so they start somewhere and they figure out what they do like and they don't like and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think so. And I think you're almost kind of touching on what I was getting at is you have to kind of have that conversation with yourself up front to know.
What am I good at?
So
what do I
even
like?
if you don't necessarily know, I've got 3 employees right now that all started at about the same time, and each over time, with some guidance, of course, have kind of figured out they each want very different paths and directions. One wants to be in leadership, one wants to be that server kind of project, more advanced type person, and one wants to do the kind of like monitoring and almost like cybersecurity stuff behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
So it's very different. And all 3 of them, I don't think any one of them came in saying, I know what I want to do.
Yep.
But that goes back to what kind of company you're going to work for. Because, you go to a big, large enterprise environment, you might sit there for 5 to 10 years before you even get a chance to do so. Or if you go to an organization that's maybe smaller, a bit more mobile, you can have the opportunity to start carving out what you want to do.
Absolutely. I've talked to guys that have been in the business for a really long time, and a lot of the reasons they burn out is usually travel. Right? You work for these big IT companies, you travel all over the US with projects and consulting and things like that. It burns you out, right? You're on the road 250 something days a year, if not more. So I think what I'm driving at here is a lot of people come to us and they say, I went to school for IT. And I said, what do you want to do? And they say cybersecurity.
Everyone says cybersecurity.
Guys, what is cybersecurity?
Stop it. Yeah. And
what do you do for a living? Cybersecurity.
Well, that's my first question. Oh, I want to work in cybersecurity. Okay, tell me what that means.
Exactly.
And I get blank stares or...
Right. Cybersecurity is not a job.
It's a buzzword.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so what I'm driving at here is, if you guys are new to the industry and you're looking to crack into the industry and find out what am I good at, what do I like, what jobs are available, I highly recommend people try to find internship programs.
Yeah.
If you can find a good internship program with a company that's going to give you exposure to all of the different potential roles that you can have, like you mentioned, network operations or help desk or on-site or projects or cybersecurity, whatever their role is, right? Take that internship, try a little bit of everything, because I think you'll find out, it doesn't take long. I think you find out very quickly what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, and really what roles exist in the IT space. So, when we're talking about managing your career, that's what I would say. If you can find an internship, take advantage of it.
No, definitely a good idea. Any way you can get in, it depends what stage you are in that planning. If you've already done 4, 6, 8 years of college or certifications or training, you probably want to have a much better idea about where you want to start. But there are definitely places, Cinch being one of them, that you can kind of start carving that out.
Absolutely.
Just do a good job, and the sky's almost the limit in a way.
Yeah. Let's talk about your favorite things in IT. What's your favorite thing about this career field?
No day is the same. It is my number one thing. I've said this before to some of my guys. The day I walk in here and it's just a cookie cutter of the previous day, I'm done and I walk out.
Yeah. Never boring in this field.
Ever boring. I've been doing this 24 years almost now, and every single day I walk in and there's something new that a printer did wrong that I've never seen before.
Makes sense. All right. How about, what's the worst thing about the IT field?
Having been someone that has worked with you for a long time and
Working with me is the worst part of the IT field.
Just pause for dramatic effect.
I wish I had sound effects on the board.
But trying to develop a good culture and a great place to work, like I can't really speak to that from personal experience at this point, but I've seen a lot. And really it is like making sure that you have the right expectations where you're working. Like, are you getting the right place?
Absolutely. All right. You ready for your rapid fire?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Let's do it. Rapid fire. I got to think of new questions.
I'm going to be just as bad as anyone else who's done this prior that is nerdy.
Favorite animal?
Honey badger.
Favorite color?
Purple.
Purple? I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Keep you guessing.
Would you rather fight a gorilla or a bear?
Is this supposed to be like 100 gorilla-sized bears or one bear-sized gorilla?
Just one bear, one gorilla.
Bear.
Why?
Because I think the gorilla with opposable thumbs has might be more battle-driven. The bear's got to get you in one direction. The gorilla could probably get you from anywhere.
Favorite video game?
I have no idea. That's not true. 7 Days to Die.
Favorite movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Solid choice.
The end was a
tearjerker?
waterworks.
It got
for me
you?
at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might be really weird to say, but yeah.
Yeah. I've only cried at one movie ever. Remember the Titans. Strong side, weak side. All right. Toilet paper. Over or under?
Definitely over.
Definitely over.
Yep.
All right. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Mind reading? Probably. Something psychosomatic like that. Or maybe like telekinesis.
Favorite food?
Can I go with a genre? Indian?
Sure.
Yeah, Indian.
Favorite employee in the building?
Rick Porter. Can I off camera?
We're done. We're out of here.
My favorite employee is right now is honestly Tim Nichols.
Tim Nichols. So it's not Rick Porter?
It's definitely not Rick Porter.
All right, we're out of here. That's the end of the interview. Thank you, Morgan, for being on the show. Hope you guys liked the video. Hopefully this answered some of your questions. Again, guys, if you have questions and you'd like to hear from the experts and you want to know more about how to get into the cybersecurity field, what should you study, what should you practice, put it down in the comments. Happy to answer those questions anytime. Thanks, guys.